This is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. That's the kind of way I feel about this. I've got it all the way around it. All right, here we go. Hey guys, welcome back to the X-Ring. On today's episode, we have another knife review by Microtech. It is going to be the Microtech Halo 6. Let's see if we've got a piece of paper. Let's go ahead and do a sharpness test right off the bat. So here we go. Yeah, no problem there. Just cutting that. I'm not going to do any type of destructive testing with this, but I want to see. I've got some bamboo back here. I'm going to be realistic. I'm not going to try to cut anything too crazy thick, but we have a piece here. It looks like it's really green. Let's just do a slash cut and see if we can cut through this. All right, so no problem with that one. You guys can see that's a nice clean cut. This was the end of it right there. Just nice and clean. So yeah, very good defensive weapon, kind of a short sword, but without the sheath, I really wouldn't want to carry it in my pocket. And I've got some really thick gloves on, and I can still depress the button. I will tell you, if it had the safety on it, it would be a little difficult to depress that button, you know, slide it and pull it. Now, this is a Hellhound blade, so it doesn't look like it'd be good for piercing, but we're going to try to do some cut tests. Now, guys, this is like, remember I heard your parents say, this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. That's the kind of way I feel about this. Right here. What we're going to do is we're going to move in a little closer. We're going to see if we can go ahead and puncture this into the tire like this. And what we're going to do is see if we can cut all the way around it. Okay, cut the whole center of the tire out. No issues whatsoever. Let's get a little more crazy with it. Okay, guys, so let's try to do some puncture tests with this Hellhound style blade. This is some 26 gauge metal roofing. Let's see if we can punch through it. We'll see what happens. All right, here we go. So the tip's gonna go through like that. It's really hard to get through this, especially with that style blade. But there it is. Let's see if it still works through all of that firing. Still seems to work pretty well. Let's see if we can hammer it through here. Yeah, guys, so we were able to get through that. You got to be careful when you're doing that because your hand can hit that button and cause the release to let go. And we are still good. Yep, so no problems there for hard use. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a 2x4. We're going to go into time lapse and we'll cut through a 2x4. All right, guys, so we were able to get through that. I know I'm a little winded. The top of that Hellhound blade is actually pretty sharp, and it actually cut into my mallet. But yeah, really solid knife, guys. It's got good lockup. And I think it's a solid knife. Let's go ahead and see with all that beating, hitting, hammering. If I've got some wood in the little Hellhound hole here. Let's see if we can still get it to fire. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we're good on that. All right, guys, so I'm going to do a couple hard stab tests into this 2x4. And this is just to check the back lock mechanism to make sure that I have no issues by doing this many hard impacts into it, that there are no retraction issues or anything else. No problem. So that's perfect. You know, I like it. Like I said, it's not a daily carry or something that I would carry daily with the sheath, but for a lot of guys, this fits that bill. It is a good, solid knife. It has good penetration. You guys saw that in the banana test. You know, I haven't had any issues so far. So what we're going to do is, I guess from here, what we'll do is we'll do some cut tests on some tubular webbing. We'll see how it does, but yeah, it is holding up. I hate to do this to such a nice knife, but it is holding up very well. All right, guys, so like I said, this is a good solid knife. Just, you know, I drop it, whatever. You know, one of the worst things you can actually do to a knife is stab it into the ground. Let's do that multiple times. No issues there. Let's take some of this webbing, see if we can cut it again. Yep, still no problem. I don't want to retract this because this Hellhound blade has holes in it. And by putting it in the dirt, I actually put some dirt in those holes. So let me get the dirt out. Let me wipe the blade down just a little bit. I want to be fair to the knife. No problems at all. So yeah, I think it's a good solid piece. I think it'll work well for most applications, especially if you're looking for something a little larger. Maybe something for self-defense or something like that. But yeah, definitely a solid, robust blade. Don't know what else I can do to it. If you guys have any ideas, comment below. All right, guys, so we're back to the tubular webbing. This is after all of those tests from cutting the tire and everything else. I didn't do this in the beginning, but let's see if we can still cut easily. Yep, okay, so no issues on that. Don't know if we're gonna be able to slice into this way. We'll try it. Oh yeah, still plenty enough edge retention to do that. Let's try it again. Let's try to saw through it instead of trying to force through it. So you guys can check the edge retention on that. Yeah, so that's good quality stuff. It's held the edge pretty well. It's still, to me, it's grabbing pretty hard. But yeah, I'm actually impressed with the Halo 6. I didn't think it would be able to handle that hard use like that. All right, guys, so after all of that testing, you guys can see this is the same knife. It's got the dirt all over it. Probably still has some dirt on the blade. What we're going to do is we're going to try to do a paper test at the end of all of that after the cutting the tire and everything else. I don't know if it'll do it, but we'll see what kind of edge retention we have. It'll do it, but not just crazy cleanly, but great edge retention. This is the 204P Carpenter. Remember that all Microtech knives are 100% made in the USA, in-house in the North Carolina and Bradford, Pennsylvania facility. They carry a lifetime warranty against manufacturer defects. You know, you break a blade or something through hard use, and of course, you're probably going to have to pay for the replacement of a blade. They have a great customer service program. You can always call them, and they'll take care of you. Big thanks to everyone, Jason McCoy and Corey Campbell at Microtech Knives, and Anthony Marfione, the owner, who helps support giving me these knives to show you guys what they are capable of. All right, so guys, I hope you like this. We'll start reviewing some other Microtechs in the future. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great week. This is a very popular knife. It's been one of Microtech's knives for quite a long time. It's seen a lot of different iterations, variations on button styles and things like that. And it is a single action. The SKU on this is a 519-13, 519-13. Now what makes this different is it is not a double action, okay? A double action means that with your thumb you can press, deploy it, pull, and retract it. And one of the things about any of the double action knives is it does have what you call kind of like a safety. It's kind of built into it. So if you accidentally deploy this into something, it will stop. Now that will injure you just a little bit if you were to deploy it in your hand, but it is not going to make it all the way out to the lock positions. I always hear a lot of people say the wrong thing. They say, oh, it came off track. No, it did not come off track. It was just not able to make it to the full lockout position. Once the spring had fired it towards the end, it couldn't get to that lock bar. So that is a double action Ultratech, old school one. On the Hellhound here, it is completely different. It is what we call a single action. So inside of the box, you're going to get your owner's manual, your product card. These do have a lifetime warranty. They are made in the USA, just like all of the other Microtechs. What you're going to see is a Kydex sheath. This has the carbon fiber material on it. It also has the Microtech screws that look just like their screws, and it does have a tech lock here so you can affix it to the belt. Basically, you put a thumb here, you pull down on it, and you are good to go. Now this is one of the signature series. That's why you might not recognize that logo. That logo is not the same as the eagle claw that they normally have on their knives. Like on this one, this is an old school one. But this one is the signature series. That means it's not a full custom, but it's a step up above production. So I'm gonna let you guys look at this and see it from all sides. And this is a single action. Now, size comparison on the Ultratech, guys, you can see it is substantially longer than an Ultratech. It is a little fatter, and there are no provisions for a pocket clip on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the button and it's going to fire it. Okay, this one does not have the safety. You'll also see that it does have the Hellhound blade on there. But in order to retract it, you have to press the button first and foremost. Once you press the button, I want you to think of this kind of like a charging handle on an AR-15, okay? You know how you pull one of those back off to the side? So you got to press the button, and now you're going to take this, squeeze the sides, pull back, release, and now you've just charged it. Unlike the Ultratech that has that safety, this is constant pressure. This will keep putting spring pressure on that blade until it reaches full deployment. So this is not one you would want to stick into an arm or something like that. Okay, so for comparison, deployed, you're gonna see it right there. All right, guys, so that's the knife. What we're gonna do now, and a lot of people ask about this right here, that little cutout. And guys, what that is that's actually where this detent locks in to hold the blade back. Okay, so I could literally put it on my side or wherever you'd like to carry it. Like I said, this is just for demo purposes. And because it doesn't have a pocket clip or a safety or anything else, a safe way to carry it is just like that. You have it, it's quick and quick to deploy. You know, I would never carry one open like that, but I guess a lot of guys would. Single action, a lot of people talk about how much stronger it is. Here's a banana you guys can see there. It's fresh. It's not an old rotten one. What I'm going to do now is, so that I don't hit my hand, I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure downwards so that the banana doesn't move. Let's see if it will fire through it. Yeah, no problem whatsoever firing through that. Now let's try it with something that's a double action. All right, guys, so I have a double action combat Troodon. It's very sharp. I'm going to go more towards the back here because it's a fresh area that hasn't been put through. So here we go. And see, guys, even just holding like that. So that's the difference between a double action like an OTF or the single action from the Halo. It has considerably more firing strength. Okay, so this is what I want to show you. While holding the button down, no matter where I go with it, I'm holding the release down, it has constant tension to always try to fire. You see that, guys? And from down in here, it's actually got quite a bit of force, but that's the difference between a double action and a single action, whereas this doesn't take much. If I stop the blade on retraction and I hold it, nothing happens, okay? And then to reset it, what I need to do is pull it into the lock position. Once I get it locked, you get the banana off. Now it will fire. All right, I hope you enjoyed that add-on at the end there, explaining some of the action differences between a double action and a single action. Remember, this is part of the LEO Mill program with Microtech Knives. Hope you guys enjoyed that review. Remember, always buy from an authorized dealer, especially when it comes to the Halos. Halo 5s and Halo 6s have been copied quite a bit by the Chinese and on Alibaba and all that. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.